Hello and welcome to the Cinemagraph Masterclass. So in this lecture we'll be learning what exactly is masking, and we'll also further learn about content aware, but a little later on that. First let's focus on masking. So to make you understand it very simpler, masking is kind of erasing, but the only difference between masking and erasing is that erasing is a destructive process and masking is a non-destructive process. Meaning, I'll just show you. If I take an eraser and if I try to erase some of the portions of this image, then once the erasing has been done, we cannot get back all the elements that we have erased. If you can see this checkered box, this means that all those pixels in that particular region have been burned and they won't be coming back. Of course, you can get it back by undo, but that's not the proper way. We are mainly focusing on keeping our picture as original as it was in the beginning, and for that you shouldn't be using erasing. As a matter of fact, ever since I have been using masking, I've never gone back to using erasing, and that is also the case with most of the Photoshop artists who very rarely use this process of erasing. They never use eraser for the most part. Okay, so now I'll just quickly hit undo and get back my image to its original, and then we'll see how can we do masking. So let's say the scenario is same. I want to get rid of some of the skies in this image, and let's just say that we want to isolate this woman and we want to get rid of all the unnecessary background, which is the sky, the small mountain, and then this beach and some water. So in order to do that, head over to the layers panel, and just in case if you're not able to see this layer panel like this, then just hit F7 or come over here to Windows and then click on layers. Okay, so we'll come on this layer panel here. You'll come down here and click on this little icon. It's the icon of mask. So clicking this will add a layer mask. So you'll just click on it. Now as you can see, a new icon has been created. This is the icon of mask. So in order to perform mask, we need to also learn some basic concepts about the foreground and the background color. So if you want to mask out anything, as in if you want to get rid of something, you need to have black in the foreground color. And if you want to bring back something which you have just masked out, you need to have white in the foreground color. And the way to toggle both of them is by clicking on this icon, or on your keyboard you can hit X. Both this icon and the X key does the same thing. So right now I want to get rid of the sky and these backgrounds, so I'll take a brush. You can keep the hardness and softness as per your requirement. I'll keep the size at around this much. I'll make sure I have black selected in the background, and I'll just start painting, which is basically masking out. Also, if you pay a close attention to this one, you can see all these regions that we are painting with black, you can see it has been covered on this one also. That means that those particular regions have been masked out. So I'll continue with my paint. So right now I'm not doing it very precisely. I just want to show you guys the technique of masking. So I'm going a bit faster and not very precise. Now let's just say that we have completed our masking and this is our final result. And for some reason I want my sky back. I do not want all the other regions like the water or the beach, but I just want the sky back. So right now, in case of the eraser, if we had erased the background and wanted some of the elements back, it wouldn't have been possible. But in the case of mask, you can do it. Just come over here, just toggle this and select white in the foreground color, and with that same brush paint over this area, and you'll get back your sky. Okay, so this is how you perform a mask. I think that's very much clear to you. Let's just paint the entire picture. So as you can see now, wherever I am painting white, the black is getting removed. Now just have a look, even this black will get removed after a while when I'm done painting. Can you see it? Yes, it's going. So basically this is what masking is. And as you can see here, we have come back to our original image without causing any damage to it, and that's what called non-destructive process. So this was about masking. So always remember, if you want to remove objects from your image, you need to select black in the foreground color. If you want to bring back elements in the image, you need to have white in the foreground color. That's pretty much it. And one more thing I want you to remember is, whenever you're masking out, always select this layer. Okay, do not make the mistake of selecting this layer and then taking a brush and then painting over it. This will create a normal paint over it and not masking. So please do not make this mistake. Whenever you are about to begin masking, make sure you have this icon selected, and then you can go ahead with the masking. So I hope that's clear, and now we'll head over to the content aware thing. So this is an image. We see a person standing here on the sand dunes in a desert, and there's this guy. So the idea is, what if I wanted to remove this person from this image while only having the sand dune and the sky? For that reason, until some time back, when there was no such feature of content aware, what people were doing were, I'll just show you. So this was our image. So we were taking a clone stamp tool. You can see it in the tools panel here. This is a clone stamp tool. So what this clone does is, you will tell this clone tool to select any region from the image, sample it, and then you can go over to some other area and then paste those pixels. So I'll just show you what it does. So let's just suppose I want to remove this person from this image, and I can see a very similar amount of pixels available in this region. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just show you. So if you see the entire region which has this sand dunes, so using the clone stamp tool, we can sample some of the regions here and paste it over this man to kind of camouflage him and get him out of the image. So by taking the clone stamp, just hold your Alt key if you're on a PC. If you're on a Mac, you can see the shortcuts on your screen, and just click on the area that you want to sample. So I've just clicked it, and make sure you have to keep holding your Alt key while doing this. Once you have sampled, just release your Alt key, and then wherever you take this clone stamp tool and click on it, that particular sample region will be pasted over here. Let me do that again. I'll sample something from here. I'll come here and paste it. Sample, paste, sample, paste, sample, paste, sample. So if you see it from far, yes, we have definitely removed the person from the image, but if you zoom in and have a closer look, you will notice how dirty it looks. So this was the procedure that people were following up until the time content aware was launched in Photoshop. Now using content aware feature, we will try to remove this person very easily. So first let me just undo. So this is the person, and so basically what we want to do is, we want to make a selection around this person and tell Photoshop that try to find pixels around this region and then try to replicate those pixels onto this selection. So for the selection, you can use any of the tools like lasso tool or pen tool. So in this case, I'll be using a lasso tool. Just draw a selection around this person. It could be some rough. Then right click on this selection and hit fill. Then you'll see this dialog box. You have to make sure you select content aware. When this dialog box pops up, you need to select content aware among all the other options and then just hit OK and see the magic. So as you can see here, Photoshop has done a pretty nice job. I'm not sure if you can see this. It has removed the person from the image and it's very hard to tell that there was some person who was in this image. So that is what basically content aware is. And in some of the cases, content aware does not work where the background is very busy. Let's just check out this example. Like suppose if I want to remove this person who's holding a guitar, let's see what magic does it do. So I made a selection, I right clicked on it, I chose fill and then content aware and I hit OK. So as you can see here, it has not done it properly. Reason being, this background was very much busy in nature. I mean, the background was very busy. So even if you tell Photoshop to replicate those images, it won't do it properly. So coming back to this example, so content aware feature works perfectly fine when you have the surrounding region very plain and simple and not too busy. So this is one very useful tool that we'll be using in the further examples while creating Cinemagraph. So my dear friends, that's it for this lecture where you learned masking and content aware. Please go ahead and take out some pictures from the internet and try to do yourself and perfect it, because that's going to help you a lot in the coming lectures. Thank you so much and I'll see you in the next lecture.